Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. And if you're one of my 4 subscribers, surprise, I'm making a few more videos. Well, at least a few. So, it was about a year ago when I wrapped up my CD collection series of videos. This is a series that I started, I believe, May of 2020. And when I finished those, I figured that was it. I wasn't going to make any more videos regarding my music collection. But then, not too long ago, a YouTuber whose videos I watch, she made a video of her tape collection. And I thought, wow, that's interesting, because I have tapes, and not that I listen to them anymore, but I suppose I could show people the tapes that I have. And I even commented to this YouTuber, if I should even bother making this sort of video. And she encouraged me, like, yeah, definitely do it. So I was like, okay. Well, I'll give it a shot. So we'll see how this goes. Again, I haven't listened to my tapes in quite a while. I only have around 30 of those. So they definitely won't be as expansive. My videos for these won't be as long as for my CDs. And also, I'm not saying I don't like the albums that I have on tape. I do. Just as a whole, the albums that I have on CD are just, on average, they're better. But maybe you'll like some of these tapes that I have. In fact, if you're into 80s music, then there's a good chance you will. So let's see. But first I want to just, briefly touch on why tapes. Why bother with them? So brief history. We know that vinyls were the most popular form of listening to music for decades. But then tapes started to emerge, I think starting in the late 70s with 8 tracks, and then especially in the 80s, tapes became rather prominent. Now, why is that? So let's take a look at a tape, for example. Let's take this one. This tape, just to show you real quick, well, what's so good about it? Well, it's sturdy, as compared to vinyls anyway, because vinyls are fragile. Also, tapes are small. You can see that this is, considerably smaller size than, say, a vinyl record. And also, tapes are portable. That was the main draw, was that you can play tapes on something called a Walkman. In fact, I have a Walkman. Let me show you. This is a Walkman. Move that over. So here's how a Walkman works. And these sold huge in the 80s. This is like a Rubik's Cube or Pac-Man. This is like an 80s relic. So what you do is you open the Walkman. The tape goes in there, like you would take the tape and you put it in there. Then you close it, and it runs on AA batteries. You press play and then stop to stop the tape. And then, go forward, go back. As the tape is in here, you have this clamp, which you can, attach to your clothing. There's the port for earbuds or headphones, and volume. So basically, you can actually leave your house and listen to your music instead of having to stay home, which I know it's funny to hear now, like that's a big deal, but back then it was. So knowing that, why did tapes not last? Well, CDs started to emerge in the mid to late 80s. And by then, CDs just essentially started to take over. And like, for example, here's a CD. As you can see, CDs are also small, just like tapes. They're also thin. There were CD portable players. So just like tapes, you can leave your house and listen to them. CDs look nicer. I mean, look at the design you can put on a CD. You can't do that on a tape. And also, you can skip to the song you want to hear on a CD, you know? Like, you can just, you know, go to the song you want, even if it's like the third or fourth or fifth song on here. And even on vinyl, you know, if you know where to drop the needle, you can just hear the song you want. But on tapes, you can't really do that easily anyway, unless it's the very first song. And then otherwise, you have to, you know, forward to where you think the song is and then stop and then play it. And if it's not there, then you have to go forward again or go backward again. It was a hassle. Another thing about CDs, you don't get background noise. Whereas, I mean, at least with vinyl, the background noise is nicer. If that's, you know, if that makes sense. It has sort of like this warmth to it. The crackling you hear, you know, when you listen to a vinyl, at least has that warmth. But with tapes, it's just more of a hissing sound. So once CDs emerged, that was it for tapes. People had no use for them. They went away pretty quickly, and people don't miss them. No one reflects fondly on tapes. I don't think there's going to be a tape resurgence like there's a vinyl resurgence. So, yeah, it's just a lost medium at this point. But in the 70s anyway, I'm sorry, not 70s, 80s, tapes were pretty big. So today I'm just going to show you the comedy ones I have. There's just 3 of those. And then I'll get to the rest in future videos. I don't think there'll be too many videos of these, but a few anyway. So let's get started with comedy. The first one I have to show you is called Eddie Murphy Comedian. This was back when he was just about to leave Saturday Night Live and become a movie star. I'm covering this part of the paper because there are some controversial words on it. Because, you know, that was Eddie's appeal. He was, you know, definitely swore a lot. And, you know, would just make fun of anything. I think even some of the stuff he says, like, it would shock people today if they heard it. But anyway, this is the tape cover, and the spine just shows, you know, Eddie Murphy Comedian, and, you know, Dolby system. I guess that was like a stereo sound from the tape. And the back just looked like this, where it just had some legal information. And the tape itself, and all the tapes I'm going to show you, there's nothing fancy to look at here. They're all standard. They're either white like this, or they're clear with like a black background. The grand majority of them. So this is one side, this is the other side. Again, there are controversial words that I'm covering up here, but yeah, the names of the you know, the skits that he does are on top of the tape. And see, this is the actual ribbon the tape would play. That's another thing with tapes. They are, you know, not fragile, but it could be a problem if it breaks. Like, say, if a CD or vinyl scratches, you know, that's not good. But at least you can still, you know, listen to most of it. But with tape, if that snaps here, if that breaks, forget it. It's garbage. You have to throw it out. So anyway, that was the first tape, Eddie Murphy Comedian. I have 2 more to show you. This one is called George Carlin, A Place for My Stuff. This is some of his 80s comedy. George Carlin, I guess that's him as a baby. And it also shows like his sketches here on the front. And in the back, you just see here, you know, just some legal information. The spine just shows George Carlin, Place for My Stuff, recommended for adult listening only. Yeah. And it's by Atlanta. So we open this up, and again, it's just standard white. Nothing fancy. but it does give the name of the skits and the album and Atlantic. And there's side 2, there's side 1. And also, I didn't show in the Eddie Murphy one, but also in the Eddie Murphy one, there's nothing in here. So anyway, for George Carlin, you already saw this. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, there are some tapes that I have where there is, you know, plenty to look at, but those first 2, no. Okay, here's the third and last one. George Carlin, Parental Advisory Explicit Lyrics. This was when they started putting this sticker on different albums for, like, say, some heavy metal or rap music as well. But George Carlin decided to make that the name of this tape. You can even see it in the spine. Parental Advisory Explicit Lyrics. So I guess this is the Eardrum Records label, I guess. And here it also shows the name of the skits and some legal information. So if you open it up, and this is what I'm talking about, clear with like a black background. So that's side 2 with, again, a few legal information and the names of the skits. And there's side 1. Now in here, at least there is a little something, you know, which shows, again, the name of the skits and also a few quotes here. Please try not to commit suicide after listening to the album. Okay. It also shows a few quotes about America's like a melting pot. The people at the bottom get burned and the scum rises to the top. Well, as I say this on July 4th. Oh, and John Dillinger, never let them make you crawl. So that is my comedy albums, most of them anyway, 3 of them. I actually do have 2 more, but I don't want to show those because the comedian in those tapes, well, we don't talk about him. Let me just say his initials are BC and leave it at that. So that's the first video for my tape collection. I have more to show you and look forward to those in the near future. Okay, until the next one, bye.